and Shannon, what's your biggest takeaway from Jeannie's recent
Well,
comments?
I love how y'all did this. In the last 4 years, the Lakers have only made the playoffs twice and only won one title. The same amount of titles as Golden State's won in the last 4 years, the same amount of titles as the Milwaukee Bucks has won in the last 4 years, and the Toronto Raptors. But that's another story. Skip, look, Jeannie, can you do your boy a solid? If you got 2 hours to kill, like clearly you have for this article, come sit with your boy on Club Shay Shay. I would like to sit down with you, Miss Buss, and have a great conversation. We can talk about whatever you like to. Skip, I think she answered a lot of the questions that we've been wondering. The most notable when she tweeted. And then, Skip, thought I came out here and I thought I explained it. I was like, look, I think maybe she was having, a moment where she like, damn, man, Kobe really gone. And she's talking about the 10-part docuseries that they're going to put together, they're going to have on Hulu, about the Lakers. Obviously, Kobe's going to be heavily weighted in that. And she had a very unique and very special relationship. So probably one night, she's feeling, had a glass of wine and she was just sitting by. Ain't no fireplace this time, but she might have been in the backyard at the fire pit. And she's just thinking about, damn, man, Kobe really gone. I really miss Kobe. And so, Skip, I don't have a problem with what she said. She also mentioned about LeBron. And she says, I understand LeBron is the highest profile player in this league. He is the highest profile player on this Laker team. And we have a great relationship. It might not be the relationship that my dad had with Magic. Skip, that's a very unique...
Or that she had with Kobe.
Or she had with Kobe. But Skip, I don't think we're ever going to see what Dr. Buss and Magic had. Skip, Dr. Buss says Magic at 20. Not 25, not 30, at 20. What you need? He goes to Dr. Buss after winning a championship with Paul Westhead. Dr. Buss says, okay, that's what you want, Magic? Okay. And that happened. But she understands who LeBron is, what LeBron is. She says, I got a great relationship with LeBron.
Did she say great?
But she says, I have a good relationship with LeBron. I have a good relationship with, I talk to LeBron. I have a relationship with all players. She talked about because they made it about Clutch. And she's like, yeah, I got a relationship with Clutch, but I have a talk to a lot of agents. But I thought she answered the questions without giving away anything. She's like, look, we're not doing deals just to do deals. If they make sense for us, we'll do the deal. She mentioned the salary cap and the luxury tax and things of that nature. But Skip, I thought she did a great job of explaining her thought process. This is new to her. Yeah, she's been around it, but being around it and actually being in it, where you have to make the decisions and they come back to you. Her dad made the decision, and whatever arrows, whatever boomerang came back, he graciously accepted. But it wasn't no whole lot of collaborative issues with Dr. Buss. Dr. Buss out of the throne, he's like, okay, we moving on from Shaq. Okay, we moving on from this one. Okay, we move, and that was the end all be all. It wasn't like, what you think about this? Kurt, Linda, what you think about that? Magic, what you think about that? That's not how he operated. This is how she feels she needs to operate. But Skip, look, for me, I had no problems with what she said. I thought she offered some great insight. This was very in-depth. And interviews, when as long as it's written, she spent a lot of time sitting down answering questions. She probably answered 50, 60 questions, but these are the ones that they felt that was most entertaining or could give you the most value. But she probably sat for 90 minutes to 2 hours doing this interview.
Okay, I hear what you said. I'm going in very different directions from what you said. I read every last word of this. I slept on every last word. I'm a fan of Jeanie Buss's. Her father raised her to do this job, and she's done it at the highest level for a long time. She managed, as she points out in here, to replace her brother.
Right.
To oust him and seize control. And yet, the more I read, the more it sinks in, the more lost she seems right now. She seems to really be struggling and groping for somebody to show her the way.
Right.
She seeks advice from way too many people, way too many. And at some point, you have to be your father's daughter and just say, no, I got it. It's this way. Whatever your gut tells you, you have to go with it. Because if you listen to that deepest voice, it will serve you well because
Right.
it's from your father.
Right.
You inherited it from.
Right.
It's genetic within
Right.
you. You've got him inside
Right.
you. And she's lost right now because she's listening to Phil and she's listening to Kurt and she's listening to Linda and she's saying, I'm lost without Kobe. She just goes on and on. And we all miss Kobe. I mean, she more than anybody.
Right.
And I get it. But she is still, as she to use her word, she is still grieving Kobe. What's
Right.
it been now?
2 years.
2 years.
January 2020. Yeah.
2 plus.
2.5 years.
2.5 years. And she talks about, I miss him so much. She misses his guidance so
Right.
much, which brings me to LeBron. I'm going to defend LeBron on this point because the interviewer, Mark Medina, gave her 3 opportunities. He asked the question 3 times about exactly what is your relationship, some with Clutch, but also with just LeBron. And she said broad okay things about him, but she never gushed. I wanted her to say, LeBron is my new Kobe. Not that he can ever replace Kobe,
No.
but listen, I criticize LeBron, but when it comes to basketball IQ,
Right.
when it comes to life IQ
Right.
or any sort of social justice IQ, this is a smart man,
Well,
right?
Skip, I think the relationship, I think is different. I think the friends that you develop from here, say you're in junior high, high school,
like
college.
you grew up with them,
right. Is a different friendship than you've met since you've been in this business or since you've come to LA and you and Ernestine go out and you guys start out. You don't do a whole lot of let me take that back. But you get the idea. You don't do a whole lot of double dating. But
we do a little.
Emphasis on little.
Yep. But the third try, Mark Medina comes back one more time, and it's what you talked about. He's the highest profile player in the game right now, blah, blah, blah. But she goes on, she undercuts it by saying, but I have relationships with all the players and all the agents. It just seems people want to focus on that relationship. He's the most important voice on our team and in our league, but she won't gush about, I value him. We are deeply connected. And it's to your point, somehow he's not one of theirs. And she won't embrace it at all. She won't say, he's my new sounding board. And he deserves to be that. He's earned that right through 20 years in this league. But no, she's not going to go there. And then finally, I'm going to go a little off topic here. This was pointed out to me before the show that there's a new Netflix series called Life After Death with Tyler Henry.
I would go.
Do you know it?
I saw it. Yeah.
You saw it?
I did.
It must be good. Then you watched it?
No, I just wanted to watch the part with her.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, all I know, I didn't watch it, but I got the quote here. So she's in episode 3, and her quote is about her intent for being on the show. I'm really hoping to connect with somebody who's really important to me. It's been really hard the last couple of years. I felt isolated and alone. You know, he was somebody that I could always talk to, and I miss our conversations. I've been wondering, is he proud of what I've done?
She's talking about her dad.
Father. Okay, so she's hoping into the afterlife through this
That she can make a connection and she can ask her dad.
Okay, are you proud of me, or am I going in the right direction here? Can you guide me from the beyond?
Skip, at the end of the day, in a situation like that, is that he give you all the tools. It's kind of like my grandmother. And they give you the tools, Skip, and then they send you out. And everything that they've done, up into Jeanie, you had your dad for, I don't know when he passed, I'm going to say 50 plus years. You had your dad for 45, 50 years. The information and the tools that he's given you, you should know Dad's proud.
Okay.
Dad good. Dad, you good. But the fact of the matter is that you have to rely so heavily on all these other, leave you conflicted because that's not what your dad did. Your dad didn't have all these voices, didn't have all these cooks in the kitchen. He was the head chef in the kitchen. He was making it all.
And her father never publicly displayed any vulnerability.
No.
And that's all she's doing now. She comes across, and she is not a weak woman, but this is showing some weakness.
Yeah.
And you as a Laker fan, a LeBron fan, you just don't want to hear it. She's in charge, and she's got to act the part.
Right.
Right?
If you're in charge, Skip, when you're in charge, you don't ask What do you think about this? It seems like she's getting an opinion on every single decision that she's making because she's unsure if she's making the right decision.
Yeah.
That's why she's asking Phil. That's why she's asking Kurt and Linda. At some point in time, she said, you know what, the hell with this. I'm going to run it the way I see fit.
Okay.
My daddy's giving me the tools. I had it for 45 years.
So she said in the interview that her father always quoted that almost infamous quote to her, absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so she's using that almost as a fallback, like a crutch of, well, I can't be a dictator. This isn't a dictatorship, and it's not. But the buck has to stop there.
But not every decision, Jeannie. I mean, some decisions you can go it on your own. But at some point in time, Skip, you're placed in this position for a reason. You took, you went to court and you wrestled power away from your brother.
She did.
Because the others that voted with you believed that you were the best to be in this position.
They did. That is a fact. That's how she pulled that coup off.
Yes.
Yep. Wow. Well, LeBron won't love hearing this. Trust me.
We're going to be all right, though.
Yeah.
Win a title, we do,
Well, are you going to win a title?
Yeah.
I
So
told
we're
you.
going to get Kyrie.
Are you?
Yeah.
How?
Or Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. Same
How?
thing.
You're going to
Russ.
trade what?
Russ and
so
THT.
Indiana's going to say, we want Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Why?
Because.
How? Who would do that?
I mean, can you imagine Tyrese Halliburton, DeAndre? They messed. Oh, damn! I thought they was gonna be able to get DeAndre. I mean, Halliburton and Russ. That's a nice little backcourt for you.
Is it? Yeah. Yeah. He would destroy Halliburton.
You're
You're gonna have to open up the pocketbooks, guys.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.